Let us discuss about the nervous system. The living body possesses a remarkable communication system to coordinate its biological functions. This is achieved by two distinctly organized functional systems. They are nervous system and endocrine system. These two systems together called as integrative system. So the nervous system coordinates the body functions through the transmission of electrochemical impulses. They are called nerve impulses. The nervous system not only coordinates the internal functions of the body organs, but it also coordinates the external stimuli. So the study of this nervous system is called neurology. The main structural and functional units of this nervous system, they are called neurons. If you observe the structure of these neurons, so the neuron contains cyton, axon, dendrites and teledendrites. So these neurons are the longest cells in the animal kingdom. The neurons doesn't have cell division. The number of neurons are fixed. They doesn't have cell division. So these are the structures present in the neurons: cyton, axon, dendrites and teledendrites. If you observe the structure of this neuron, so the neuron contains a cell body. So this cell body called as a cyton, or it is also called as soma. The cell body contains the nucleus. So this is a nucleus. In this nucleus, the stimulus or the nerve impulse will be processed. So inside the cytoplasm of the cyton, small granules are present. So these granules are called Nissl granules. They are called Nissl granules. These are called Nissl granules because these were discovered by F. Nissl. And these Nissl granules are meant for protein synthesis. It is a site of protein synthesis. And a long process which arises from the cyton. So this is called as an axon. So this axon, it is covered by a sheath-like structure. This sheath is called myelin sheath. The protective sheath covering this axon is called myelin sheath. Here and there, the myelin sheath is absent, thereby it forms a constriction. This constriction is called nodes of Ranvier. So these nodes of Ranvier are useful for fast moving of nerve impulse. And the long processes, the branch process which arises from the cyton, they are called dendrites. So these are the dendrites. And nerve ending or at the tip of the axon, small branch structures are present. So these are called terminal bodons, or they are called as teledendrites. So this is the structure of a neuron or a nerve cell. At the tip of this nerve cell, at the tip of the neuron, some chemicals are released. These chemicals are called neurotransmitters. So these neurotransmitters are useful for better conduction of nerve impulse. Some examples of these neurotransmitters are acetylcholine, serotonin, dopamine, histamine and GABA. GABA means gamma aminobutyric acid. Gamma aminobutyric acid. So these neurotransmitters are useful for better transmission of nerve impulse. So these neurotransmitters, they may be excitatory or they may be inhibitory in function. Here, for the transmission of nerve impulse, for the transmission of stimulus, the sodium ions, that is Na plus ions, and potassium ions, K plus ions, plays an important role. So the sodium potassium pump, it is a complex of proteins which are responsible for the transmission of nerve impulse. So that means, so this is a membrane, axon membrane. On this membrane, a charge is, a potential gradient is created. This potential gradients allows the nerve impulse to move forward. Here actually, so inside the neurons, inside the nerve impulse, sodium ions are more, and outside the nerve, so potassium ions are more. For every exit of 3 sodium ions, there is an input of 2 potassium ions. Thereby it creates a potential gradient. So thereby, so the resting potential, which is minus 70 millivolts, it will be transformed to a positive potential difference, that is plus 40 millivolts. This is called as the action potential. This action potential allows the nerve impulse to move forward. So this is called action potential. Let us discuss about the types of nervous system. Types of nervous system. The nervous system is mainly divided into 3 categories. They are central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. The central nervous system contains brain and spinal cord.